Hey guys, as promised, I am back for part 2, fleshing out this song and turning it into something. We'll see where it goes, and I'll be happy if it turns into a decent song. I wasn't expecting it to be an absolute banger, but we'll see how it goes. All right, just wanted to let you know what my guitar I've been using. It is the 7-string RG 7321. I bought this, 15, 16, 17 years ago. I lost count, but yeah. I did upgrade the pickups since then. These are bare knuckle Ragnarok pickups because lately I've been playing the 8-string. I've been playing my 7-string with the Floyd Rose and this guy over here. So yeah, this just gives me another reason to keep playing this thing, and it hasn't let me down yet. I will cycle through these guitars, 6-string, 7-string, 8-string, and just kind of go through them however I'm feeling, or even if I'm not feeling, I just pick it up anyway, and that sometimes kicks me in a direction, approaching the fretboard a different way because of the extra strings or lack thereof. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it and keep fleshing out the song. All right, as promised, we are continuing our song. This is part 2. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, go ahead and watch that. I show you what I'm using as far as my plugins and my drums. And now we're just fleshing out the song that we started. So what we're going to do is listen back to it and see if we can see where this song wants to take us, where it wants to lead us. Okay, here we go. Okay, so listening to this, even before this, I did think I want to do some chords, open chords. I know it's a little of this is choppy, chunky, a little bit chuggy. So we're going to take it in a new direction, okay? Usually I like to switch things up right about now and give the listener, because it's probably going to be the opening of the song, I'm going to give the listener, hey, this is also what's coming. So here's a taste of all the things that are going to be in this song. And one of them is going to be a little bit more emotion, not just chaos. But something that's a little more approachable and melodic. So we're going to try that now. So one of the chords I like to use when it comes to open chords, and again, it's not a hard and fast rule, it's just something that I might start off with and go from there. So it's this one right here. Don't ask me what it is. I don't know. I'll probably look it up later for the benefit of this video. But I'll show you the chords, the chord as well as in diagram form. I'll put the tuning in the description. So we'll start off there. Now just because in my experience I know this chord works with it. Hear that? So it's a nice little change. Now here's the thing, I might want to go there first now but change it later, because I tend to do that a lot as an artist, when I'm composing. I tend to have the same chords I go from and to, and not a good practice if you want to variate your music and not sound so predictable. So let's just try it for now. Let me get the tempo again. Okay. And I want to go back again. My ear wants to keep going back. It's a C chord. It's a C shape anyway, so it's going to be C flat major. So this is prog metal. I don't want to just play a major chord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that C note there, and I'm going to C flat, I should say, or B. Bring it down to the G. So now we're playing this shape right here. Okay, so let's try that with the... Sounds a little similar to all the other chords. I'm going to try something different. Keep it in the same area because I do want to go down-ish, at least sounding like I'm going down. So I'm going to change that E flat, I think it's E flat note, and bring it down a string. So now we got this one, and then this one. So let's try that. Sounds kind of spicy. I like it. Okay, here we go. I like it. I like that. That's good. That's good. See, the thing about not knowing music theory, I don't know if that's slightly out of key, but it sounds great, and that's why I don't really dive too much into music theories, because I'm just using my ears, and to me that's sounding really good. Yeah, it's a little out of key. It's a little accidental in there. It sounds great. It just adds a little bit of a inside of me. I feel like an emotional change inside of me when I hear that. So I like this. So from here, and again, in my experience, I know that this chord shape can also sound good in another spot. And it's just a matter of figuring out where it is from here. And I'm not liking that. Well, let's try that. 2 frets back. Okay, that might work. Again, it's sounding a little too similar to what the other chords sound like, so you're not going to hear much of a change, you know. So let's try. So those are the notes I'm using plus this one, and it just sounds too similar. So we're going to try. Sounding pretty good. Let's see if it sounds good in the context. Bit of a stretch for me. It works. Honestly, it is hard for me to hit that chord coming from way over here. I can keep practicing it and I'll probably get it. But the thing is, I'm just recording. I'm not planning on playing it live, so let's just try it. Again, I'm not a performing artist. I don't care. As long as it sounds good and the world hears it and it sounds great, I'm fine with that. Okay, so let's give it a shot. You know what? It's too much. It sounds too much like something I've done before, so I'm going to change up the rhythms. Let's make it a little bit more. So let's try that. Okay, right there I'm going to go on the downbeat because I'm doing off beats here. So here's an example of where playing on the downbeat can be a good thing when it comes to prog and unpredictable music, because I'm doing a lot of off beats here. So this is where actually playing a rhythm on a downbeat becomes unpredictable, is when you've already done a lot of unpredictable stuff. Okay, so as you can see, I can't get to that next chord efficiently and the way I should, cleanly. So what I'm going to do is just record the first 3 chords, and then the last chord I'm going to punch it in. Okay, so you see how I tried to do the transition? Now that's important, because if you're going to punch in, if you don't do that, it's going to sound like you just pasted it like that. So when you do that, like you're going to do the chord that you can't do. Right there, it'll sound like you transition to that chord. You won't know the difference. Okay. Okay. So you can still hear that it's pasted, but as you keep doing this and layering the guitars, you're not going to hear it. All right, so let's do the same thing on the right side. See what it sounds like. Chop that part out. Pretty good. You could still hear it's a little bit pasted, but it is passable. All right, let's see what some background guitars sound like. Okay, so what I could do, a couple of things. So I did this. What I could do is harmonize with that, so I can go on thirds. Okay, let's see what that sounds like. Okay, did not like that. Sometimes when I don't want to deal with coming up with background guitars that are different harmonizing, sometimes I'll just do what the main guitars are doing, and that just thickens everything up. It does make everything a little sloppier, so you just make sure you play tight. In this case, as you see here, these guitars are not very tight. So what I'll do is go ahead and tighten these up, move them around, make sure that they're on the beat, and when I'm doubling up my guitar underneath it, it's going to sound a little tighter. We are good to go, and we're going to play as tight as we can. Here we go. And then play that last bit. So as you see, because I'm quadrupling up the guitars, you're going to hear that you can't hear that it's pasted together, because they're all kind of contributing to the transition. Chop out that last part again. Okay, let's zoom in here. I want to tighten everything up. That looks pretty decent. Lining up to the grid there. Right here. So pull that forward. Pull that forward. Pull this back. Crossfade that. And there we go. Pretty tight, and not having to record it 100 times. And honestly, this is not cheating, it's recording smart. So just so you know, when you quadruple guitars, you may have to reduce the volume of the overall guitars, or at least the backing guitars, even more than they are, because all those frequencies and notes start to build up. And that's what's happening in this case, if you've noticed. So I'm dropping the volume by about 1 dB, as it says there in that little tag. Okay. When your two main guitars are doing something separate from your background guitars, the frequencies don't build up as much. In other words, you're able to play each one at a slightly higher volume and get away with it. Here, you probably need to drop the volume of at least one of those. I would say in this case backing guitars, because they are backing guitars. All right, so now we're going to come to a point where we're going to add drums and see what it sounds like. Okay, we're going to add some crashes to open that up. Start copying and pasting, and then we'll go from there. Let's grab these, let's turn them into crashes, that's fine. Okay, now last time we did use the left crash, so now we're going to use the right crash. From here, copy and paste these, and then we'll variate that volume again on those snare hits, just a tad higher. Now I am liking the downbeats here. It's pretty cool. It's giving it some really driving force. Here's the way I think of music sometimes, and it helps me to determine how I should make the next section. And that is to think of a person or a vehicle or something standing still, going backwards, going forward slowly, or going forwards fast. That last riff, if we listen to it again, what feeling do you get when you hear the beginning? Maybe it tells you something else, but it tells me this. Chaos, but standing still, okay? So I don't want to keep standing still, okay? I want to progress the story. So even if in a movie, sometimes some scenes are still, but later they have things that push the story forward. And I feel like this chordy part is pushing the story forward. So we want the drums to reflect that. And that's why this downbeat feels so good, is because the drums in the last section were following, you know, the guitar riff to a certain extent, still keeping a heavy downbeat. But these are even more so. It's kind of deviating just a little bit. So that's why it feels so good. Now we could leave this, but I want to try something else. Still keep this driving force going, and still keep that core of it there. But let's see if we can add some things into it that give it a little bit more of like, hey, this is what a prog drummer is going to do. I'm going to add some ghost notes. We haven't done that yet. So I like to add ghost notes on the upbeats and then kicks in between. As a drummer, when I do ghost notes on the upbeat, I feel like the kick, again, centers me and helps me find my anchor and helps me keep to the beat. And if it's done with the rhythms, it sounds pretty good. Just a bit low. I want to put another ghost note here. I want to put an in-between upbeat kick note there. I'm feeling that. And then a downbeat. Now kick on that downbeat there. No, I didn't like that, so let's pull it over. Okay, I like that. And we're going to do a da-dun. I'm going to add a ghost note here because we don't want to just stop doing ghost notes all of a sudden. Sounds kind of weird. I'm going to add a kick right after that snare. I'm feeling that right there. Let's see what that sounds like. And then another one on the upbeat there. Keep that going. pretty good. It could go different ways. And this is the thing about composing music. You're going to do it your own way. This is how I do it. This is how I'm feeling the drums. I'm fleshing it out, obviously, but you might do it a different way and not put the kick there. That's totally fine. Music is what you want it to be. Let me try a ghost note instead here. I'm hearing two kicks right here. Da da pa, da da pa. Hear another kick right after that, and then maybe a tom, and then a snare right after that. Do ta, do ta. There we go. Simple fill. Effective fill. So we're going to copy and paste that. We're going to listen for variations, okay? We're going to hear where it starts to get repetitive. Cut it right there. Okay, so right there, you see how that transition didn't really feel right? Felt copied and pasted. So what we're going to do is re-record that part. And we're going to come back down like that. And it's going to feel like we transitioned into that. We have to do all four, unfortunately, but that's okay because it's going to be worth it. And here we go. It's already sounding better. And one last one, and then we'll tie them together, and they should sound pretty good. Okay, you see how it sounded like it stopped right before, and that's because we have this little space here. But all we got to do, drag that over, and now we... see, in this case, you see that silence. I'm going to cover that silence with the previous track. See, I didn't even crossfade that yet, and it already sounded like it transitioned. Boom. Now, you could still hear a little bit of a transition, but my goodness, you really have to be a musician, a guitarist, a recording artist with years of experience to hear that in a song that you've never heard before. So, I'm good with it. Okay, we're listening for variations now. So, variations in the second part and see where we can change it. So instead of going down, I think I want to go up. So what does that mean? So I did this. See that? So I went down. So maybe I can go up. Okay. I just changed my pinky. Okay, so let's hear that. So I went another here, and then I went 2 frets up. And then that could be like a little passing, another passing note. And then the next chord was... Now that could work. Let's give it a try. Oops. And then that last guitar here. That is interesting. I like that. Tighten that up. Bring everything back. Okay, see that right there? Transients are a little off. Ooh, that's way off. Okay, I think I want to re-record this. That was too far off. Okay, that I can work with. Okay, right there I want to go down now, so I don't want to go back up. On the last go around I went up, so now I'm going to go down. And we're going to see what that sounds like. Oh, I don't know if it's going to work, but let's give it a shot. So now, because I'm not transitioning up to a higher chord, I gotta change it now. So it sounds natural, because I don't go up. Good. Yep, I think it's gonna work. And let's hear it from the beginning of that. Okay, I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work. Let's try a lead part over it and see what that sounds like. Okay, so I just had an idea. So I'm going to play well before it starts, and I'm going to let it fade in, and it's going to almost prepare the listener, hey, something's coming. I wanted to fix here is volume, automate that in, curve it up. So I'm pushing Alt click and I'm giving it a little bit of a bend, so it's more of a natural fade in. Okay, from the beginning, let's see what it sounds like. So, two things. Well, one thing. We are going to automate this down because it kind of distracts from that little lick here. Right there, hear that? So it's just kind of getting in the way. So I'm going to pull that down. And there you go, subtle. I like it. We are off to an okay start. It's still about a 6.5. It's a little better than it was when it started. I mean, let's just keep going. Let's just see where it takes us. Okay, so what do I want to hear next? What do I want to hear next? What do I want to hear next? Keep asking yourself that. Okay, so because, again, chordy part, variation, something unexpected. So choppy, staccato. So this might sound good. I'm gonna record that. Okay, I like that. Okay. So I made a choice here. I made a conscious decision to do the crunchy guitars, not the really heavy guitars, just so it brings it down a little bit, a little less intense, but still with some attitude. Oh, I'm liking that last part. So I'm thinking here I'm going to choke some crashes. Just see what that sounds like. I don't like it. Let me see what choking the crashes on the upbeat sounds like. Oh. Okay, because I want to accentuate that lick, I'm going to add some hi-hat hits. Da 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 da. Right there. So what I'm going to do is take off one of these. There we go. So taking off one side actually helped move it along better and benefited the second part of that. So I'm going to find the end of it here. And then I don't want to open up too heavy. I think we could downplay it a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe some rim hits. I don't know. You never know. Some rim hits with some attitude guitars. I like the idea, but I don't like the sound of that rim click. So I'm going to change the click at least and put it on another drum kit. So I'm going to copy and paste it over to my other drum kit, which is Invasion, by the way. See if everything lines up right. Hi-hat, good. So there, we have the drum clicks there, deleted everything else. Go back to the drums here and delete these drum kicks and see what that sounds like. Oof. Yes, 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 yes. Dun, dun. So far, so good. So a lot of times when you're a drummer and you're hitting 3 notes in a row like that, you want to probably reduce the volume of probably the middle one and the first one just a little bit more, because as you do faster notes, you tend to hit the velocities less. Okay, I need one more click here. Maybe 2 clicks. There we go. So yes, this needs to be tightened up. Now can we tighten it up or re-record it? Do some time correction should help. Actually, it looks like it will fall right into place. And we are going to continue that because it does feel like it needs to keep going. But again, you let the song decide where it wants to go. So let's try and see how we can vary it, keep building, and go from there. Alright. Okay, I don't know if I want to do clicks anymore. What I could do is copy the clicks and put them back on the snare hits. Okay, I know what needs to change is the hi-hats as well. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna do some crashes here. Pom pa. The pa pa. I'm gonna leave this one. I'm gonna leave this snare alone, but I'm going to hit the china on the second hit of that. Add a little kick in there. I'm gonna do ride right here, this last part. Open that up with the crash. Perfect. Okay, see what it sounds like from the beginning. Okay, I need some ride hits in there. Right there. Okay, one more. I'm debating whether I want to do another one here. Let's give it a shot. I like it. You know what? I think those 2 crashes are just a little much for the build. So let's take one out. right here, instead of opening up, okay, so what I'm going to do is actually bring it back down again. I'm going to do like a tom flam here and then have the right guitar solo now. So instead of the left guitar doing it. So I'm going to just drag this just so I can add some variation. Right there, I think I want to open up. I think that's it right there. Because I know what I want to do, instead of recording the guitar first, I'm going to put the drums first and then play it over it, and it's going to tell me, yes, this is working. I want to hear the impact of the drums underneath the guitars while I'm recording it, in this case. Okay, I need something here. And I need something here on the kick. So I'm looking at the kicks and usually filling those in with a crash or something, some kind of ride or accent. Okay, so I'm going to re-record that last part and see if it hits hard like I want it to. Oh, it's coming together. It's coming together. Oh, it's coming together. So let's hear that last whole part. Okay. I'm going to add some background guitars there, but I'm going to listen to the whole thing first. Okay, and then it's going to explode right there, but right now I'm going to add those backing guitars. But I will do the octave. Hey, I was able to get through it without messing up. What I'll do is probably take out one of these and let it build here. You know what? I want to build it with some kicks. You know what? I'm going to do that right here. Maybe some toms in between. See what that sounds like. Let me try something else. Let me build it with some snares. Snare hits, come in, put in tom, take out these. It's a little heavy. I like it, but it's a little too crazy. Okay, I think that's a good place to end it. I could do this all night. So there you have it. I made 2 extra sections. It's turning out okay. Now it's not absolutely face melting good, but it's good enough that I want to see it through. I want to see where this takes me and where it goes. There are some pretty good moments in this song that I want to build on and see where it takes me. So yeah, stay tuned for part number 3 and we'll keep fleshing this thing out.